So we're back here on Youth Matters, and we're talking about the age-old question: is modern media and technology evil? Well, this is the debate. The short answer is it depends on how you use it. However, it calls for a warning, because as the internet and modern media and technology have the capacity as the modern day tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's why where everything evil and good is at your reach, it's even just one click away. And that's why the new normal today calls for young people to use gadgets, technology, and the internet even more than ever before. So it is important for us not to become addicted to these devices, which can be used either for good and evil.
So here are some concrete examples, like fire. It can be neutral, so it can be used both for good and for bad. The good side is it can be used for warmth and for cooking, while the bad side, you can use fire to destroy and harm property or even people. Just like money is neutral. You can use it for good and bad, enough said. So television, you can use it for good and bad. You choose what you want to watch. You have the remote in your hands. The same dilemma lies in the use of the internet and modern technology, which has not yet been regulated as strictly as television was in the 1950s. Not unlike this current generation where everything is more liberal and free.
So let this be the warning. Use the internet and modern media and technology as tools, but do not become the one controlled by them. So what is addiction? Addiction is the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity, like alcohol or drug abuse, caused by chemical dependency upon the body and neural pathways to the brain. So let's talk about the 3 chemicals that are released when one is addicted to the internet and modern technology. Number 1, dopamine. Dopamine affects the brain. It focuses attention and energy. It ignores the negatives, and it triggers ecstasy. It is a powerful dependency.
It creates a desire, powerful compared to cocaine addiction. Chemical dependency. The chemical produced by this image is so strong that a person desires these, and the brain desires to see these images again and again.
Number 2, norepinephrine.
Whatever is being experienced, the smallest detail of that experience sears experiences in the brain. As with a branding iron, it remembers the images.
And 3, oxytocin.
Cuddle chemical, likened unto mothers with their newborn babies.
Spiritual implications to addiction. Number 1, you become numb to sin. 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. And ever-present danger doesn't bother a person anymore. And in fact, you are going down a spiritual road, a road of no return. Hebrews chapter 6 verses 4 to 6. Number 2, lust. Matthew 5 verse 28. And this is a direct implication or violation of this scripture. Number 3, stealing. Body pleasure, acts reserved between 2 parties, usually a husband and a wife. Hebrews chapter 13 verses 4. 1 Corinthians 7 verses 2 to 3. And time. Time that you would use for other things. You start to neglect responsibilities. You start to forget about your family, even time for work, and you spend countless time in your basements, on your computer or your gadgets or on the internet. It corrupts the heart. Matthew 12 verse 35 and Mark 7, 18 to 23. And you're filling your heart with filth. It leads to other sins, like physical adultery, lying, and cover-ups.
So the question is, how to overcome it?
There are 2 forces in the world, the good and the evil. The good is represented by God, and the evil is represented by the devil. So use your freedom of choice. Which spirit will you allow yourself to be controlled by, God or the devil? Romans 6:16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are, to whom you obey, whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness. So what is your choice? If you choose to do good, choose God. Choose to obey the Father's will. Use your freedom of choice. Remember, when you follow God, you love to obey His will. John chapter 14 verses 23 to 24. Jesus answered and said unto him, If a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and will come unto him, and make our abode with him. 24. He that loveth me not keepeth not my sayings, and the word which you hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me.
Number 1, have a strong desire. Number 2, have a strong determination. Just stop. Just like what is written in Job chapter 31 verse 1, where he made a covenant to God not to look upon a woman lustfully. Avoid things which stimulate these desires in you. Whatever it is that is provocative for you, it is different for other people. Deal with that issue. Control your heart. Know what is a stumbling block for you and overcome it. Like a pop-up on screen that may entice you, you must make a covenant with yourself. You must have that determination. I am not going to visit these sites again. I'm going to exit or close it. That is strong determination, and that is absolutely necessary.
Or you can install a blocking program. So, change your habits. We are creatures of habit. You can have an accountability partner. Try to have a support system or a friend who can help you steer you away from these temptations, or avail of a service or program that blocks the internet from these kinds of sites. And you can eliminate the sources. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18, and eliminate the temptation. Matthew 5 verse 29. And prayer and Bible study. Philippians 4 verse 13. There is power in the words of the Almighty Father, specifically when you ask for it. And when you face the temptation, stop and pray about it. Psalm 119 verse 11. Thy word have I hid in mine heart,
that I might not sin against thee.
and you can rearrange your schedule. Whatever it is, or that time maybe that you do those things before that's leading you down this evil path, you can change it.
Remember, you are not alone. The first step is to recognize that you have a problem. And to every problem, there is a solution.
So don't be embarrassed. Remember, there are people who love you and who are caring about you. So ask for help. And don't forget that we're here for you. And because you matter, young lives matter. So that ends another episode of Youth Matters, your favorite youth program, only here on SMNI. So once again, from all of us here to you, see you again next time.
Learn more about the Father's will by listening to the message of the appointed Son of God, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy.